What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. DMZ missions are where it's at, and specifically today we're looking at a mission called Heavy Gunner, which is for the White Lotus faction in DMZ. This is an extremely straightforward mission, so I only really made this short video to give you some tips, but also use this opportunity to talk a huge amount of doo-doo about the HER56, which is a gun that I absolutely hate. As I mentioned, this is an extremely straightforward mission. It's a two-parter, with the first part mentioning that you have to kill 25 enemies with the HER56 at Al Shireen Pass, which is this area over here. Now, generally speaking, the HER56 does not drop from enemies in the game, so the only two opportunities you really have, well, maybe three, the opportunities that you have to use this weapon, or to rather have it so that you can use it for the mission, is to bring it in as your insured option, to find it in a buy box, or to luck out and find it as an epic weapon or something like that with a bunch of attachments from one of the red loot boxes in the game. That being said, once you have it, you travel to this location, you kill 25 enemies, and you're done and dusted. Now, the second part of this mission mentions that you have to kill 10 armored enemies, also with the same weapon, not with the same weapon, but with the same weapon type, being the HER56. But you can do this anywhere, so don't feel that you have to find these 10 armored enemies in Al Shireen Pass, even though you could be in luck that if there is a stronghold in Al Shireen Pass, then I absolutely would consider just trying to knock out both steps in that area. And one other point that I want to cover here is Al Shireen Pass is one of the locations where the weapon drop, where the weapon schematic can spawn, which means there could be a boss there. Now, while I generally, when I make these guides, when I make guides for keys and all that stuff, tell people to avoid Al Shireen Pass when it is the weapon box location, in this particular case for this mission, I would absolutely advise you to go there, because there's going to be an overabundance of enemies, especially the armored kind, and you'll be able to knock both of these steps out relatively quickly. Obviously, as long as other players don't show up and ruin your fun, or the really fucking hectic AI decides to end your day, and thirdly, this is probably what's going to happen to you, you realize what an absolute piece of doo-doo this weapon is, and it takes ridiculously long even just to kill one enemy. Honestly, I think that is probably the reason why this is the weapon that's focused for this, because when you look at this mission, you're like, how hard can this fucking be? Until you shoot with the HER56 against AI for the first time, and you realize, oh my god, I get it now. But hopefully you can knock both of these steps out relatively easy. Also, if you aren't able to find 10 armored enemies quite easily, do bear in mind that these spawn quite regularly in strongholds, as well as reinforcements for strongholds. So if you want to trigger a situation where you can get access to these enemies, that's definitely the way to go. That being said, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments down below which other DMZ missions you're struggling with. Have a look at the channel. I've made a whole bunch of these tutorial videos, so chances are I might have already covered a mission that you are currently stuck on. If not, let me know in the comments down below. I'll bump it on the list. I've got a whole bunch more of these videos coming, so stay tuned. But again, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.